If you are new to these pages, begin with Chapter 1. The story is no kind companion when started midway, and Hollowshade prefers its secrets unravelled in the order they were stitched. For those who have walked beside me through Chapters 2, 3 and 4, you already know that ravens are not the only watchers here. Tonight, the West Wing breathes again. What waits inside does not yet kill, but it screams as though rehearsing the end of us all. Tuesday's Child, Chapter 5. The West Wing of Hollowshade is quieter than a tomb and twice as stubborn. Its corridors resist footsteps, they eat sound. Even Juniper's chatter fades into damp stone, as though the walls are jealous of any voice but their own. I take notes in the margins of my mind. Silence is the first sign of a liar. Nothing natural is ever that quiet. Scraps trails behind me, her button eyes glinting, stitched palms grazing the baseboards. She pats the stone every few steps, like a doctor checking for a pulse. She doesn't find one. Juniper insists we shouldn't be here. That's the second sign of a liar. They speak too much. She wrings her hands, nails painted sherbet orange today, like bright beacons in the gloom. "It feels colder in here," she whispers, "like the air's waiting for something." "It is," I tell her. "Us." Scraps coughs in her cloth throat a sound like fabric tearing, and points her frayed finger at the far end of the corridor. The light bends strangely there, as if the door at the end is breathing. We reach it. No handle, only iron hinges swollen with rust. Across the surface someone has traced letters in soot. Not a word, but a pattern. Loops and slashes that mimic writing without ever forming sense. It is the alphabet's ghost. "Looks like graffiti," Juniper offers hopefully. "Looks like practice," I say. Someone learning how to spell in silence. The door yields when Scraps presses both stitched palms flat against it. The hinges scream their disapproval, and the corridor exhales dust in a thick grey sigh. We step through. The room beyond was once a music chamber. Rows of benches rot beneath mildew. The stage, warped with damp, sags in the centre like a tongue too tired to lift. The wallpaper peels in long curls, exposing plaster that has been gouged with names. Not full names, initials. Dozens, maybe hundreds carved into the walls in frantic shorthand, as if each belonged to someone who didn't have time to write more before being swallowed. Juniper runs her fingers across them, her face is pale. These are students. These are... "Missing things always leave initials," I say. "It's tidier." Scraps tugs my sleeve. She points again, this time at the stage. A violin lies abandoned on the boards, its strings snapped. Wrapped around its neck is a ribbon, frayed at the edges, embroidered with one word: Grace. Juniper takes a step back. It's following us. That word. Why that word? Because nursery rhymes are curses disguised as lullabies, I tell her. Everyone thinks they're harmless until they rhyme themselves into history. The air shifts. A low moan unfurls from the rafters, not the groan of settling wood. This sound has shape. It threads into the marrow. Scraps freezes, head tilting at a broken angle, listening. Juniper grips my arm hard enough to leave crescents. Then I hear it. A whisper rising into a wail, high and sharp enough to rattle the window glass, still clinging to the far wall. A banshee's cry, not full-throated, testing itself. A rehearsal scream. Juniper claps her hands over her ears. I don't. I let it thread through me like wire. A scream that doesn't want to kill yet. Only remind. It promises this is what you will hear before the real work begins. The cry stops as suddenly as it began. The silence after is worse. Heavy, intimate, the hush of someone standing very close in the dark. Juniper whispers, voice shaking. "Tell me that was the pipes. Please tell me that was just the pipes." I study the violin, the ribbon. The initials cut deep into plaster. Scraps curls against my leg like a ragged sentinel, her stitches trembling. "No," I say, "that was a promise." We leave, but not before I pocket the ribbon. The thread is stiff, darkened with something that isn't dye. Grace. The word has followed me through every corridor, every paper bird, every stitch. Now it sings. Back in my room, I lay the ribbon across the sill beside the glass eye from before. The moon lingers in both. Juniper curls up on the hall couch again, mascara running in new skylines. Tuesday writes in her journal at her desk, the scratch of her pen relentless. She looks up once, catches my eye. "This place is an echo chamber," she says. "It takes one sound and makes it endless." "What sound?" I ask. She doesn't answer. She only closes her book, and the ravens outside rustle their wings, as if agreeing with her silence. I cannot sleep. The wail coils in my skull like a thread pulled too tight. The initials carved in plaster press against my memory. Tomorrow will bring another note, another bird, another stitch in the nursery rhyme. And when the scream comes again, it won't stop at rehearsal. The West Wing waits. So does whatever sings inside it. The Academy does not sleep, not really. Its bones creak, its pipes whisper, and its halls watch every step. This chapter ends here, but the diary never does. If you've missed earlier entries, return to Chapter 1. Everything rots differently in the beginning. For those who remain, Chapter 6 waits and it has teeth.